Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I just wanted to make a quick video basically following up from where Sorare's done their community update. Common cards, let's be honest, common goalkeepers have been kicked out of the rare division. There was panic and blood in the streets, but that seems to have calmed down now. So I just wanted to go through some of the things I've been thinking about and conversations I've had with people, and then take you through a few options. Let's see where we're going with it. Remember, you have got until August until these effects come in, so until the changes come into effect, I should say. So yeah, stack the ETH until then, and let's get into the first guy. So as you know, if you've watched a few of my videos, I'll butcher all of these names. Theodore, come on, say it with confidence, it sounds alright. So this guy isn't in the game right now. He doesn't score, but it looks as if he's going to get promoted. Not guaranteed. He transferred from Eupen, and it looks like he's going to come up with his team. I did just try and show you the team itself, but I can't find them on Sorare data, and for some reason their name isn't popping up, and I haven't wrote it down. So rather than drifting through that and dragging this video out too long, yeah, this is just an option. Looking at teams that might come up, who their keepers are, did they have old cards in the game, and what they're going for. So if you have a look at this is his 6 monthly chart, and the last sell price, sorry I've got my light in the way, yeah, his last sell price is just under 0.07, and that was on the 17th, so that is pretty much irrelevant now. Being that everyone's going to be making moves, but it's nice to know where you're coming from. But this price here, anything under 0.15, I think is you're looking at the right price. You just need to start getting these keepers in ASAP. Rocky, he's going, if he gets promoted, and it looked as if he was when I was looking before, you're in for a good time. You just need a base level, really, don't you? The options are go for a cheap player like Theodore, go for a cheap option like someone who's injured and is going to come back, or buy a DMP super cheap goalkeeper and play for the first threshold. You will not hit. That seems a bit unfair, but it is going to be tough with 4 players to hit 250, but regularly anyway. But with players like this, he's only got to come in, chip in 40 points, away you go. But yeah, Theodore is player number 1. Let's go into number 2, and that is Pereira. Now this looks horrendous, but what I can tell you is before his injury he was the starting player at his club, and he got injured straight away, and he has been out pretty much the whole season. And he looks like he's come back on the bench for these games. So what I would say is he's back, he's training again, started a new season. You're getting a keeper who's going to be 25, 26. I think you're in a good spot there for him to come back, reclaim his place, and yeah, there's no guarantees that he'll be number 1, but he started number 1. Take from that what you will. I would say not to worry too much about these. Again, this is all my opinion. Do your own research, make your own decisions. I wouldn't worry too much about him being on the bench here. He's come off of a long injury, and at this point, back the keeper who's played all year. For me, it would be unfair to drop this keeper and throw Pereira, like I say, off of a long injury, straight back into action. But interesting that he's back playing again. And if we have a look at his price that he's on the market for now, 0.2, well, pretty much 0.22. That seems a touch high, but if you look at these prices here, oh, that's the wrong, there we go. He was up at that before this announcement quite a while ago. Let's go 6 monthly, 6 monthly even. So when was the last time he was bought on the market? There. So not through auction. This is a direct offer, 0.23. I personally think about this would probably be where I would be looking to pick him up, maybe up to 0.2. But yeah, it's still a risk. There is risk attached to all of these players, but that's why they're cheaper. You have a shout. They've all had a little bit of problems, but you have a shout to make some money. Okay, so that's Joel Pereira. Sonny Stevens, you can see here, expected to reply early April. Fairly irrelevant. Yes, you could play with him earlier, but really, you're buying any of these players you're looking at right now is to come into effect in August. So you can wait for a price you like. You can hold tight. Steady point scorer, but he's nothing exciting. And hopefully his price is 0.27. I won't go anywhere near him at that price. I think there's better options. Let's go 6 monthly again, and back to rare. This is the average price of him. And obviously after his injury, he's took a little bit of a dig. But I think, yeah, 2.4, I think that is enough. I wouldn't want to pay any more than that for him, but it's another option just to sort of fill out and show you that there are options out there. Sonny Stevens, he does okay, but yeah, not the one I would go for. Here's my favourite, Yanis Blachowicz. So if we look at his scores, he's actually a good point scorer first and foremost. He's a starter over the last 40s. Played 88% of minutes, 88% of starts, I should say. But yeah, good point scorer, steady Eddie in team wise. And then if we go to offers, this is my favourite bit. This to me seems like good value. Good value being, like, if you look up here, €420, that's a big player for me. That's not my bog standard buy by any stretch. But if you can hit yourself 3 or 4, or even 5 thresholds in between now and then, you've nearly paid him. So yeah, you've got a solid chance to coop a big chunk of this, sell out some of your deadwood and pick up an injured keeper right now. But he's going to be back eventually. You've got the whole off season, and you don't need him until August. In which case he'll be back for his new league season. You get a whole season with him, and then he'll go back to prices which he was at before, which I'm hoping will prove me that he's dropped significantly, and he has. So you know, this is 3.5. Well, 0.35. So you know he has dropped majorly. Again, there could be more reasons to this than just the injury, so do take a look into the history of this before you make a purchase. Even though I say he's my favourite, before I made this purchase, I would go and look at recent news, try and tap up people who are more focused on the league and see if they have information. Maybe the backup keeper's come through and he's absolutely stormed it. You know, just drilling it home, but do your own research. At the end of this, if you do like a player, don't just go with it because I've said a couple of things you like. There's always more to find out, so make sure you go out of your way to do those things. But yeah, that is Yanis Blachowicz, and again, I will apologise right now for that pronunciation, and if you didn't like that one, we've got Mizuki Higuchi. I mean, there is no chance I'll hit that well. So yeah, it looked like last season their starter, this season he's injured. 2.25. I thought, well, this seems like a steady sort of price for a starting goalkeeper. How long's he out for? Not a lot here. What he's actually done is I think it was meniscus, and he's had surgery on it. So he will be out for 3 to 6 months. I'm not necessarily writing this player off. One thing I would say is he's 35 and you're going to write off most of the season. He wouldn't be the one I'd go for, even though at one point that was where I was looking. But I think at 35 to shake off this injury, come back and reclaim his place is asking a lot. at 36 maybe by the time he comes back. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I think there's a couple of options there. Like I say, what I've tried to look at is players that are getting promoted, coming back off long-term injuries, and people have maybe forgot that they were a starter, or transferred players you can have a look at, things of that nature. But yeah, really, it's injured players again. They're always going to be the hot topic on this because they're great for budget players. Let me know what you think about the community update in the comments. Actually, when I first heard it, I'm not going to lie, I thought that was kind of the end of my stint in Rare. But talking with a few other Rare budget players, you know, they calmed me down a little because I was gone. I was like, I'm just going to sell everything and go to my under 23s and just stack that. But as of right now, I'm feeling pretty confident that in the meantime, up to August, I can get enough money behind me. All I'm going to do now is stack my money to get in one of these goalkeepers. Hopefully I can hit some sort of reward. While we're here, why don't we take a little look at my teams for this upcoming game week. So it's going to be game week 259, which is the midweek game week. I've got a full team ready to go here. So if you saw my Twitter, if you don't follow me on Twitter, @SoRarelyMinted, get yourself on there. I'm fairly active, I post most days. But yeah, Kuroki, I was on for such a start. I had a great keeper. Keeper hit me 38, even as a common. His score was 38, so I was like buzzing with that. Shichi, again, I apologise if I've ruined your name. He hit 50, pretty buzzing with that. That was Friday, so I was thinking, let's go. If we can go and hit a couple of decent scores here. Yang Hoik weren't even in the squad, didn't even make the bench. Asano hit nothing, like 37. And then Kuroki was my captain, and he was playing against his parent club that he's on loan from, so he couldn't play. So I had 2 DMPs and I hit 126 or 7, something like that. So that was it. That was my weekend done. But luckily, I didn't realise I've got a full squad ready to go for the midweeker. So that is in. I can't really do a John Nellis style. This is the team I'm picking and why. I haven't got enough players. The reason I'm picking that team is because I have players. This is the team I'm going for in the Specialist Limited. This is a swing. Do you know what I mean? This guy barely plays ever. Okay, I don't know if it's my internet or what. I can't find this guy. So Santiago Simon, I just put him in the wrong team. He hit a 91. He's actually my biggest point scorer of the weekend. But I threw him in my punty team. He didn't punt enough. And then I needed Lope. They're my 2 big hitters. Bilal Bayazit hasn't got a game. I don't have many keepers, so he's sat there. Although he did get dropped at the weekend as well, which was a bit of a choker for me. That's probably taken me out of the point scoring. I need heroics now. But yeah, this is punty as hell. I'm hoping he starts. That'll give me half a shout. Koga does what he does. If Santiago Simon can have another great game, and Kang, he's a young lad. If he can go in there and just hit some form, I've got half a shout of doing something. But this is punty. It's really just in there to have a laugh. But yeah, that's my teams. There's nothing overly exciting going on with them. And like I say, I will be building my way towards one of these goalkeepers. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this gives you something to think about. If you've made it this far and you enjoy this sort of content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll put more content out. Check out my older videos as well. If you're new to Sorare, sign up using the link which will be in the description. You buy 5 players off the auction, we both get a free limited card. Simple as that. But yeah, thank you for watching this far, and I'll catch you in the next video.